Folks, the day of reckoning, the day of judgment has finally arrived. Tim Tebow has signed with the Jacksonville Jaguars, folks. It is now official. Here it is, folks. Tim Tebow is officially signing with the Jags. Alrighty, Urban Meyer, you did it. You got your guy. You got, your little lapdog. You got your kind of brown noser in the organization so you can appear to be more liked than you may be in the locker room. I don't know. So they signed Tim Tebow, a distraction, a circus, is he really a real deal participant here, a real chance at really getting signed to the final 53-man roster. So he's not on the official team yet, just signed now. I mean, you can have a lot of players who just have to cut it down by 53 before the season starts. So, he still may not be on the team, but we'll see. I can't wait to see all the videos coming out of him in camp and practice and all that. I want to see how he's catching the balls, how's these routes running, because according to everybody that we've heard from Urban Meyer in this kind of Jaguars organization, he's at his peak. He's in his peak physical prime right now. They've never seen him better than right now. He's looking unstoppable. He's looking fast. He's catching the balls. He's looking solid. These Jags coaches, scouts, I mean, they're all in on this, man. It's not Urban Meyer. Remember, Urban Meyer said, hey, I never even saw this, man. I was not there at the practices when they were evaluating him. I had no real they were just telling me. And then I had to make the final decision, and I'm judging what my coaches are seeing out there. So we signed him. So that's kind of the extent of Urban Meyer really kind of putting his neck out for Tim Tebow, because it was real interesting when we read those quotes like last week when this first story kind of emerged, saying that Urban Meyer kind of repeated it twice during that kind of interview. Hey, I was not there. So he's kind of backing himself away, but then he ends up signing him. So we know Urban Meyer is the only one that really wants Tim Tebow because they have history with each other, and this is what they're doing now. So he's officially signed, folks. Now just has to officially make the team. I hope he doesn't. I'm going to be blatant honest like that. I don't want to see this man in the NFL. I don't think he deserves to be in the NFL anymore. He's had his chance, folks. Like we said, he is like a make-a-wish kid, folks. He's a make-a-wish kid. He's not good at anything. And it's just so funny because when he went to the Patriots and he couldn't make it as kind of their third-string quarterback, how laughable is that? Can't even make it as a third-string quarterback, and now is going to come in 9 years removed and play tight end. But he didn't want to play tight end in New England. He was adamant. He's like, I'm not changing my positions. I would rather not play football than change my positions. And that's exactly what he did for 9 years. He was like, all right, well, if I can't be the quarterback, I'm going to go and play baseball because I was kind of good at that. But then he couldn't even really do that either. So it's just so frustrating to see that this guy, why does this guy get kind of, a free pass above everybody else to go and try out for tight end 9 years removed from being in the league, folks? This has never happened before in NFL history. No player has been 9 years removed and then made a sudden return to a new position. It's never happened. So why are we giving Tim Tebow this opportunity, this shot? It makes no sense. So, and we see how kind of the league is changing at the tight end positions. He doesn't even fit the build. He may have the size because we are going to kind of we do have a little bit of our first look at what Tim Tebow's looking like in a Jags uniform. That's coming up in a second. But, he does not fit what the tight end is right now. He is 6'2", folks. They just signed Kyle Pitts, who's 6'6", Darren Waller, who's 6'6", and fast and can go up and catch the ball. Tim Tebow is not that. So you're outdating yourself at the tight end position, and you're trying to move forward in the new wave of NFL football, and Urban Meyer is going backwards. And folks, can we talk about Urban Meyer never being a head coach before in the NFL, and this is his first major decision? Dan Campbell's first major decision as an NFL head coach was to call around the zoos and ask if they have a lion freed up for him to kind of intimidate everybody in practice. That was his first major decision as a head coach. And it's kind of the same. I think Urban Meyer and Dan Campbell are kind of doing the same things, getting kind of circus acts to kind of draw attention. And this is negative attention, folks. This is not the good attention that you want. This is bad publicity. I don't think anybody in the locker room is going to respect Urban Meyer for kind of, all right, we're not going to pick you. We're not going to pick you. We're not going to pick you. We're not going to ask you to try out. We're going to skip over you, even though you play tight end. You're an undrafted, free agent out here in this year's draft class for tight end. But yeah, I mean, we're going to go with this man that's 9 years removed and really never proven anything in this league. So I still hate the news, but let's see what we get here. We get the official article about him officially signing, and I think there are some quotes by Tim Tebow in here, so let's see what we get in this article. I'm still not liking it, folks. I've slept on it for a week. We did our 47-minute breakdown on why this man should not even step foot in the league again, and we are still holding those same beliefs after sleeping on it for a week, hearing what everybody else says, hearing the counter arguments, all that. I'm still not buying it, folks. I'm not buying it zero. I'm buying it -%, folks. I didn't even know you could do that, but I will pay people. That's how much I dislike this kind of a pick. I'm going negative here, folks. All right, so the QB turned tight end, and just that alone, QB turned tight end, man. Jeez. You better be good as Taysom Hill, folks. He better be as good as Taysom Hill, man. The QB turned tight end inked his contract Thursday morning, the team announced, and will join his teammates for off-season workouts. Quote, I want to thank the Jaguars for this opportunity to compete and earn the chance to be a part of this team. I know it will be a challenge, but it's a challenge I embrace. I am dedicated to taking the direction of our coaching staff and learning from my teammates. I appreciate everyone's support as I embark on this new journey. Classic Tim Tebow fashion, kissing up to everybody. Oh, thanks so much, Jaguars. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm going to take this challenge. I'm going to embark, and I'm going to learn from my coaches. I'm going to do whatever they say, and I'm going to learn from my teammates, and I'm just going to be good out here because I'm lovable old Tim Tebow. No, I'm over the act. I'm over the act, Tim Tebow. I'm not buying it anymore. The good guy, the Jesus guy, the Tebowing, folks. He was a verb at one point. We did the Tebow. I don't know. Did I ever Tebow? I don't think I did. I don't think I was ever about that. But, he was a verb in this world, folks. So I'm not buying it. I absolutely hate it. This all hunky-dory, all this kind of hunky-dory excited talk is just kind of like... It's kind of disgusting, honestly. I'm super over this man already. And, folks, I'm telling you, this man literally spoke against college players getting paid because this man had a silver spoon in his mouth. I cannot respect anything else that this man says. And I'm not buying the act here. I absolutely hate it. Everybody. And then, he acts this way. I don't know if he may truly believe in all this. And, that's fine if he does. I'm not going to knock his, but... this is just frustrating because you can never kind of attack Tim Tebow. You can never attack Tim Tebow because everybody else is gonna be like, he's just a good guy. He's just trying to, get back in the league. Why not give him a chance? What's the big deal not giving him, or what's the big deal of giving him a chance? He seems like a good guy. He's eager to learn. He's saying all the right things. He's a religious man. How can you hate the man? How can you hate on the man? So you can't even really express hate for Tim Tebow because you're gonna get backlash and all that stuff. But, oh, man. Well, he's on the team, so I'm not going to wish him good luck. But I truly think this is a circus act. And if it is, then, we've truly lost all respect for Urban Meyer. There's ways to kind of get energized, your fan base, your team for the upcoming season. Bringing in a 9-year removed ex-quarterback that wasn't even a good quarterback. This is not the good attention that you want. This is not the good publicity that you want. There's other ways to do it, but get a line. I'd rather have the line. I'd rather have Dan Campbell bring in the lion than Urban Meyer bring in Tim Tebow to kind of energize and get publicity on the team. So absolutely hate it. And we get this. Tim Tebow's career reception stats, folks. Are y'all ready for this? 16 routes run, 2 targets, 0 catches, 0 yards, 0 receiving touchdowns. But that's supposed to change, right? Because he's had 9 years to learn the position. So we better hope he used all 9 of those years to get ready, learning from what Travis Kelce has done. And folks, he's even older than Travis Kelce. So he's an old, undersized tight end. I'm not buying it. Ugh, I'm not buying it. And now we have to talk about him. That's the worst thing. We have to talk about him now because he's going to be making every single news story, all the headlines. We're going to see tape on this man, and they're only going to release the good parts of the tape. I doubt we see any bad plays by this man, and I'm sure there's going to be bad plays, but those won't get released because it doesn't fit the narrative that Tim Tebow's this great guy out here and everybody loves him. So expect to see a lot of kind of propaganda on Tim Tebow, and we're not buying it, folks. We will not be buying the propaganda. And the Jaguars just cannot wait to cash in on this publicity. No, I mean, the fact that Urban Meyer was kind of hemming and hawing, and that's just so frustrating because Urban Meyer should come out and own it. Be like, yeah, I wanted this player. I wanted Tim Tebow back in my locker room. I have history with him. I believe in the guy. He's a good kind of competitor. He's a good athlete, and I want this guy on my team. But the fact that Urban Meyer kind of backed off of him and kind of, removed himself from the situation, it's kind of clownery, and I don't respect that. I truly don't respect that because, folks, there's no other way. There's no other coach that would be like, hey, I'm going to kind of bet my reputation that Tim Tebow's going to work out, and then go to Urban Meyer and be like, hey, I think we should kind of sign this guy. It's Urban Meyer pushing all this Tim Tebow narrative. So the fact that he publicly came out on a podcast, I believe it was Chris Collinsworth podcast, and say, I didn't even know he was going to be here. I was just hearing what everybody else was telling me, and that was just my decision. And if they're saying that, he's in the good shape of his life, I guess I would, I'll take the advice of my coaching staff. And then, he's like, also in that same podcast, we talked about it on the show, folks. He was saying, Urban Meyer was saying that, I got to make a decision here, and I'm really not sure, really, if we're gonna sign him yet. But then you've already got Tebow jerseys lined up for sale on your website, but you weren't sure if you were gonna sign him. You knew you were gonna sign him. You do not just send out, emails of alerts to shop for the new Jaguars jerseys with Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne and Tim Tebow. Those are the three jerseys that they are showing here. Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, and Tim Tebow. Of course they knew they were going to sign this man. From the instant that first story broke that they were thinking about signing him, they knew they were going to sign him. So I can't even respect Urban Meyer anymore now. So it's just this entire Jaguars publicity stunt, if that's what you want to call it. It's not, I'm not buying it. I don't like it. I don't respect it. And this is where we're at with Tim Tebow right now, officially getting signed. His jersey is up for sale. He's also wearing number 85 at practice at the current moment. This is the first look that we get of Tim Tebow here. He's looking, I'm not going to lie, he's looking real solid. He's always been, a very, solid 6'2". He's not fast. He's not fat, but he's just kind of, he's beefy. He's beefy. He's a beefy guy. Even the neck is beefy. That tree trunk neck is still beefy, folks. But I'm not going to lie, he is looking in decent shape. The back angle that we see of this man walking to practice, he's looking beefy and he's looking in good shape, but I'm not buying it. He's got gloves on. This man is so ready. It's like he just went to the Nike store. It's like when somebody wants to try out for a new sport and the tryouts are the very next day, and you're in the middle school or high school, and you're like, Mom, I forgot to tell you, I'm signing up for football. I need gloves. I need pads. I need all this. And the mom's like, oh, well, I guess we got to run to Dick's Sporting Goods to get you all the newest stuff. That's what Tim Tebow's looking like out here. The fresh new gloves. Oh, please spare me, Tim Tebow. Jeez, you need the gloves. I don't think tight end. Does any tight end wear gloves out there? I don't think there's a single tight end that's wearing gloves actively on the field. So this man's just this man's not even playing the part yet. But I saw this news this morning and I instantly hated it. We'll see how he does. I'm not buying it. I'm truly not buying it at all. But that's where we're at with Tim Tebow, folks. With the Jags officially signed, we'll see if he can make the final 53-man roster. And could you imagine you having to go to your family after you got cut by the Jags and be like, who took your place, sweetie? And you're like, Tim Tebow. And she's like, the quarterback that hasn't played in 10 years? That's who you got beat out by? And then you never be able to live it down, and then you'll never be able to find a job. When you're going to apply for new teams, they'd be like, you got cut from the Jags? Why'd they cut you? We love everything that we saw about you. Well, they had Tim Tebow. Oh, they chose Tim Tebow over you. Big X. No. We're staying away. We're not signing you. So, oh, man. You would probably have to end it. If you got cut because of Tim Tebow, you would just have to end it, folks. There's no coming back from that. So we'll see if he makes the final roster. I'm not buying it. I absolutely hate it. But that's where we're at. And, hey, Tim Tebow, a little bit of a heads up here because we get this story right here. George Kittle, Greg Olsen, and Travis Kelce have teamed up to create a tight end summit in Nashville. Other tight ends joining so far are Darren Waller, who you should be having this man hung up on your wall, Tim Tebow. You should be having Darren Waller and Kyle Pitts posters hung up on your wall. So tight ends joining this summit are Darren Waller, TJ Hawkinson, Kyle Pitts, oh my goodness, it's going to be fantastic. Mark Andrews, Mike Gesicki, ooh, I love that the Dolphins is getting in there. Robert Tonyan, Noah Fant, Zach Ertz, Cole Kmet, Jonnu Smith, Eric Ebron, David Njoku. Folks, these are the A1 top tier tight ends in this league. So Tim Tebow, you better get your ass to this summit and learn something. You better learn something. These are the greats. These are who you're going to be competing against, and you have no knowledge at the tight end position. You better go there and try to find out all the secrets you can, because if not, you're going to be garbage in this league, because everybody on this list that we just named is at least 2 inches taller than Tim Tebow, and they've all have not been 9 years removed out of this league. So and there's also Super Bowl winning tight ends in this camp. So please, Tim Tebow, go to this tight end summit. You desperately need it. Desperately. You should be begging. You should be personally begging, sending gifts to everybody that we just named here, saying, please let me learn from you. Please, I beg you. You should be getting on your hands and knees, kissing their feet, just to be able to learn from these great tight end talents. So get on it, Tim Tebow. You better be heading to Nashville. You better have your airline ticket booked, your hotel reserved, and you better be heading to this tight end summit, because you need to get every single drop of all these great tight ends information on their process and what they do to be better, what you can do to be better, what makes them great successes in this league, because these are undeniably the A1 tier 1 tight ends in the league. So we'll see if Tim Tebow goes to the summit. If he doesn't, then he's not serious about it, and then we can cut him finally, hopefully. All right, that's all the Tim Tebow news for today. Like we said, there's going to be so much, folks. It's going to be every day we're seeing great plays ran by Tim Tebow. But, folks, just take everything you see of Tim Tebow with a grain of salt. This is a plan. I don't know if it's a PR stunt or a publicity stunt just quite yet, or if it's an actual real. We're going to learn that in the coming weeks when everything kind of comes out. But whatever you see good of this man, there's going to be more footage of him being bad. They're only going to let out the good tape of this man. So don't fall 100% in love with it. He may be looking good out there, and that's fine to kind of get a little excited for and start to root for, but just take everything you see with a grain of salt, because obviously there's going to be garbage, absolutely horrendously ran routes, dropped balls, bad everything that does not make it to social media or just in the news in general. So please just take everything you see of Tim Tebow with a huge grain of salt, the biggest grain of salt you can ever find. A salt to mine, if you will. But let's move on, because it's trash. All right.